And first of all, last week we featured a motorcycle, a BMW, if I'm not mistaken, a BMW in your Ariel Atom film, and we've had a number of complaints that we didn't give enough information about it. So, James, would you like to address that?
Yes, indeed, Bikers. It has a cable-operated anti-hopping clutch.
Lovely, thank you very much. There's a new Mini out, OK? It's a picture of it here. It's called the Countryman. It's not a funny name. This is the biggest car in the world, OK? You might think this is a stubble field. It isn't. It's the Brazilian rainforest. These are trees, in fact, yeah.
So that's a Mini in the same way that you were a midget.
Exactly. Now, and you might think, well, that's all right. You know, I fancy a Mini. I like the idea of a Mini. But I want more space. But the ridiculous thing is, it's only... Well, the one I drove the other day only had 4 seats.
No, you're right, actually, because you'd think there'd be a middle one in the back, but there's a sort of styling feature.
No, there is a good picture of it here. There's just 2 bars that run all... Look. What's the point of that?
It is a civic sculpture.
It is. It's like trading up from a 3 to a 4-bedroom house and then filling the 4th bedroom with a waterfall. Why would you do that? It's just stupid. It's the stupidest car I've ever seen, and it gave me crabs.
What?
Crabs?
I meant cramp. Why did I say crabs? How can a car give you crabs?
I don't know, tell us! Oh, I know what I want to talk about. Really big news. The new car from Pagani is out. The Zonda's gone. This is the new replacement for it from Pagani. Look at that. It's an astonishing 730 brake horsepower, 6-litre AMG V12, specially designed for the car, very technical. It's got a carbotanium body, so that's carbon fibre, but actually titanium woven in with the carbon fibre in it.
Yes, can I just interrupt? What worries me is we liked the Zonda because it was completely bonkers, yes? Doesn't that look just a bit sensible to you? Isn't it a bit like Lady Gaga going, no, I'm a musician now and I want to start writing opera?
A bit serious?
Yeah.
A bit grown up?
Yeah.
Yeah, OK. Here's the interior. Look at that! Ooh. That's clearly not all sensible and boring, is it? I
like the colour of that, actually.
Well, if you want that colour, James, just have a baby. Get it 8 times a day.
What's it called?
It's called the Hurrah. It is. It's spelt H-U-A-Y-R-A. It's written here, just in case you forget. Oh, that's the noise you make when you're sick in the passenger seat.
If you two are just going to mock, you won't mind if I test it on the programme then, will you?
Not at all. You knock yourself out.
OK.
No, don't, actually, if you're driving fast.
I got that.
Oh, now. Day in, day out, OK? We meet people who say to us, don't like cars very much, but I do watch Top Gear. Well, if you're not interested in cars, ta-da! New Ford Focus. There it is.
You're not saying it's bad, are you?
No, it's a car. That is some car right there. I'll tell you something about the Ford Focus, right? I'm doing the figures this week on it. 275 people a day in Britain alone buy a Ford Focus. Now, that's what an hour? About 12 an hour? So who's waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and thinking, I've got to get a Focus. I'm going to go out now. I've got to have... Who are they?
No, that's the most mangled bit of statistics I've ever heard. It doesn't mean somebody has to do it on the hour every hour. It's just...
but it's still 275 people a day. See, I can't work it out. I mean, for instance, we know Saabs are driven by architects, yeah? We know Audis are driven by people who play golf. We know Land Rover Discoveries are driven by murderers.
Ah, no.
What?
I'm going to have to put you up on that because I think you'll find murderers drive a Renault Espace.
Well, Kenneth Noy, who was a murderer, he had a Land Rover Discovery.
So he may have done, but Harold Shipman drove a Renault Espace.
Did he?
Fred West drove a Renault Espace. Peter Sutcliffe drove a Renault 16.
Well, it's only because the Espace hadn't been invented.
Exactly.
This is a Top Gear top tip. If you're a policeman and there's been a murder in your area, simply arrest anyone who has a practical Renault. That's fascinating. I think that's very interesting. Anyway, we got a bit off topic, but there you are, new Ford Focus. Ideal if you just want some car.
Chaps, listen, have you ever wanted a Mexican sports car?
Yes, I have.
Well, it's good news because there is one, and here it is, and it's called the Tortilla.
It's It is not called the tortilla. What is it called?
I can't remember. It's something a bit...
So you just made up the name?
Yes, I
tortilla.
did.
There you go.
I've forgotten.
Why
Sorry.
would you want a Mexican car? Because cars reflect national characteristics, don't they? So German cars are sort of very well built and ruthlessly efficient. Italian cars are a bit flamboyant and quick. Mexican cars just going to be a lazy, feckless, flatulent open stodge, leaning against a fence asleep, looking at a cactus with a blanket with a hole in the middle on as a coat.
It's interesting because they can't do food, the Mexicans, can they? Because it's all like sick with cheese on it. I mean,
Refried sick.
yeah, refried sick.
How much is this Mexican sports car?
The refried Mexican sports car is £33,000.
That isn't enough. No, I don't know. It isn't enough because somebody's paid for that to be developed and it's got to be shipped over. That's 800 quid to the car there.
Well, you say that, though, but they do say in their blurb it's got rack and pinion steering.
Wow, it's got steering. I'm sorry, but just imagine waking up and remembering you're Mexican.
That'd be brilliant. It'd be brilliant because you could just go straight back to sleep again. Oh, I'm a Mexican. I'm a Mexican.
All I'm going to do all day.
That's why we're not going to get any complaints about this, because the Mexican embassy, the ambassador's going to be sitting there with a remote control like this. They won't complain. It's fine. Oh, now, I tell you what, there's a radio station in Germany, OK, offered a 20,000 quid's worth of Mini Cooper as a prize to any listener who would do the zaniest, craziest thing, OK? And the chap who won it because he had the word Mini tattooed on his...
Face.
No.
Arse.
Elbow.
No.
Ear. Toes.
On his gentleman sausage. Mini.
If you think about it, mini isn't really the first word you'd think to have tattooed. I'd rather have the word enormous, but in tiny letters, so to scale, it must be.
It's going to be cars, though. I'd rather have Alfa Romeo. No, actually, I wouldn't have Alfa Romeo. I'd only get Alf on mine. I wouldn't.
I think, actually, having Alfa Romeo tattooed on your old chap is a bit of a leap of faith, given our experience with Alfas. Because they generally...
it's not working again.
Exactly.
It's never happened before. It's an Alfa Romeo, it has.
That's the end of the news. Moving on now.